Well, the Nintendo Switch and subsequently The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are finally out, and I know that Alex and I have been playing it ever since.
But as we're winding down with the launch titles, it's time to look ahead at what's next for the system in 2017.
So we've both come up with 5 games each that we're most looking forward to on the Switch and compiled it into our overall top 10.
To clarify, these games have to be slated for a 2017 release, despite how likely they may be pushed back into next year.
And to keep things fresh, we're excluding games that have previously been released on other systems in the West.
So whilst it'll be great to finally play Mario Kart 8, Skyrim and Stardew Valley on the go, they're games that most of us have already played.
As always, please remember that these are our own opinions, but feel free to let us know what you're looking forward to the most in the comments down below.
With all that said, let's dive right in.
Number 10, Rime. We start off the list with a game that was initially revealed all the way back in 2013 as a PS4 exclusive. Since then, Sony have dropped the title for unknown reasons, and it's now being published by Greybox, meaning it's now coming to current platforms. But what exactly is it? Well, I think one way to describe it is it's Ico meets Journey, with a hint of Zelda the Wind Waker, what with having a similar cel-shaded art style. Originally, the game saw you sailing from island to island in an open world, much like the Wind Waker itself, but it has since been scaled back somewhat to be much more linear and focused on puzzle solving. It's being developed by Tequila Works, whose previous game was the much praised XBLA title Deadlight from 2012, with the Nintendo Switch port being handled by Tantalus Media, the same team who handled Twilight Princess HD on Wii U. So for my money, Rime is definitely one to look out for when it finally releases later this year. So if you're itching for another Zelda-like game, Rime looks to be a great choice.
Number 9, Puyo Puyo Tetris. Anyone who is into puzzle games should have this on their radar, because not only is it a crossover of 2 big puzzle series, but it's the first Puyo Puyo game to be localized since Puyo Pop Fever in 2004. Puyo Puyo Tetris combines the mechanisms from both puzzle franchises through various modes. Puyo Fusion, where it blends both Puyo blobs and Tetris blocks simultaneously. Puyo Swap, where both styles switch places after a period of time. Big Bang, where the player must rack up excessive combos through a time limit, and many more with some cool twists of their own, as well as the standard online multiplayer in Puzzle League or free play modes. Local multiplayer is well suited for the console because of the Switch's Joy-Con setup, so any 2 people can partake in the action, TV or not. Either it be you're chaining those Puyos or clearing Tetris lines, Puyo Puyo Tetris will have something for fans of the genre.
Number 8, Runner 3. Originally teased late last year on the developer's YouTube channel, Runner 3 has since been fully unveiled during Nintendo's recent Nindies presentation video, as well as the announcement that it'll be a Switch exclusive. Not much is really known about the game past what was shown in that trailer, but then again, do we really need to know much more? We're getting a 3rd entry in the Bit Trip Runner series, and that's all we really need to know. Oh, and it's also coming later this year, which is great to hear too. My only concern is the overemphasis on 3D environments in this trailer, and hope they don't distract too much from the awesome level design itself. I'm sure they won't, they look hilarious for one and so clean and vibrant, but I'm just hoping the Atari-inspired bonus stages make a return. They were always hard as nails. And speaking of returning, Charles Martinet will be coming back too to lend his voice as the narrator. Yep, the very same Charles Martinet, the voice of Super Mario himself.
Number 7, Fire Emblem Warriors. The Fire Emblem series has evolved into one of Nintendo's key franchises, so it makes sense to repeat what happened to Zelda when Nintendo and Koei Tecmo collaborated for a Warriors game. To sum it up, it's a Dynasty Warriors game where the Fire Emblem codes are pinned by consisting of characters and worlds from numerous Fire Emblem games. Like other Warriors games, you hack and slash a population of enemies in a battlefield whilst working towards a set objective. Not much is known about it outside of the initial teaser trailer from the Fire Emblem Direct, but if it's to be as jam-packed as Hyrule Warriors, expect the character roster to be large and varied, with a potential amount of stat building, modes, and satisfaction of releasing carnage to the enemies as a favourite Fire Emblem character. Chances are the playtime will be insane for fans and completionists.
Number 6, ARMS. I'll be honest, when Nintendo first unveiled this game during their Switch presentation in January, I just thought it looked like Wii Sports boxing with Overwatch characters. But since then, Nintendo have shown off how intricate the combat mechanics can actually be, as you can customize each glove for various combinations before a match. How deep these customization options go is unknown for now, but at least we know that we can use the traditional controller, rather than the imprecision that will probably come with the motion controls. But man, I'm really digging the characters. And not just in their designs, but their fighting styles too. You have your typical all-rounder in Springman, your fast and agile Tail Fighter and Ribbon Girl, there's the tank character in the awesome looking Master Mummy who can additionally heal himself whilst blocking, Mechanico can jump and hover around the stage, and lastly there's Ninjara, who's, well, he's a ninja, so naturally he can vanish to avoid oncoming attacks. So far it's just those 5 characters that were shown, but I imagine more will be revealed in the run up to the game's launch. You know, like every proper fighting game these days. ARMS has shown a lot of promise already, and with the director of Mario Kart 8 Kosuke Ibuki producing, it looks like it can fulfill that promise and then some.
Number 5, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Monolith Soft is on a roll when developing games with a huge scale, and this sequel to the beloved JRPG is set to continue that. Similarly to past games, you traverse around a massive open world, battle monsters in real-time combat, and experience immersion into the game's setting with its story and quests. Despite being labelled as a sequel, it will star new characters on an immense journey through a brand new world of Elysium alongside a completely different art style, giving it a more chimified anime look, though the game having any ties storyline-wise to the original remains to be seen. The composers from the first Xenoblade also returned to work for another phenomenal score, as well as the Xeno series creator Tetsuya Takahashi returning as the executive director. Xenoblade 2 will certainly be a grand addition to the Nintendo Switch. Only time will tell if a Western 2017 release will go to plan.
Number 4, Sonic Mania. I don't care what anyone says, this game looks so cool and it has the potential to be the best 2D Sonic game since 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, I know we've heard it all before with Sonic 4, but this not only looks like the classics, but it plays like them too. It's being developed by a bunch of people who worked on the excellent iOS and HD ports of Sonic 1, 2 and CD, including Christian Whitehead, so they know their stuff when it comes to getting the feel of controlling the blue blur. The levels consist of remixed classic zones like Green Hill Zone, but also a bunch of new ones like the Wild West inspired Mirage Saloon and the Hollywood-esque Studio, which, holy shit, is fast becoming one of my favourite tracks in the entire series. The music's so good. Other stages are yet to be announced, but they've already got my money as far as I'm concerned. I don't think I've ever been this confident in a new Sonic game in like ever. And before you say anything, no, I've not forgotten about Sonic Forces. That game has potential too, what with Sonic Team handling that one, but we're yet to see much beyond the initial teaser trailer and the short gameplay segment, even if it is supposed to be out later this year. Either way, it looks like this year is finally the year that Sonic the Hedgehog gets back on track. Let's hope he doesn't fuck it up again.
Number 3, Splatoon 2. With a catalogue of old franchises, Splatoon was a standout hit, with the new IP being one of the most successful games for the Wii U. So a follow-up to continue the momentum was inevitable. Styled as a full-fledged sequel, Splatoon 2 will maintain everything that made the original third-person shooter a blast to play. Old favourite weapons such as the Splatter Shot, Roller and Splat Charger will return, whilst other new weapons add to spice up the chaotic action nicely. Splat dualies, clouds that rain ink, a jetpack to hover above the ground to blast more ink. It's so crazy, I love it! Making the most out of the Switch's capabilities, traditional turf wars will be possible for local multiplayer, allowing up to 8 players in close proximity to join. Though we know next to nothing about its single player, if it contains similar amounts of creativity and varied design in its levels and bosses, it'll be a nice addition, and with it being set 2 years after the original, there's potential with what's new. Whether you're a Splatoon veteran thirsty for the new additions or a newcomer, Splatoon 2 is only going to keep the franchise staying fresh.
Number 2, Yooka-Laylee. All I can say is, it's about time. I know I'm not alone when I say that I've sorely missed the 3D character action platformers from the late 90s and early 2000s. So to see something like Yooka-Laylee not only come into existence in the first place, but to also absolutely kill it on Kickstarter nearly 2 years ago is so satisfying to see. For the uninitiated, Yooka-Laylee is a spiritual successor to said 90s 3D platformers, more specifically Banjo-Kazooie. Basically the entire team who made that original N64 masterpiece is back for Yooka-Laylee. You've got original programmer Chris Sutherland directing, Steve Mayles returning as the artist, and Grant Kirkhope once again giving us another cracking soundtrack, plus many more X-Rare stuff. The environments look wonderful, the gameplay looks varied, and the characters look like they've got plenty of that old Rareware charm. I mean, there's a dinosaur called Retro64us, and a snake called Trouser. Fucking genius. It's out the 11th of April on other platforms, with the Switch version coming later in the year, which is a shame, but at least we now know it's definitely coming to Nintendo's new system. But Yooka-Laylee isn't the only 3D platformer that the Switch is getting this year.
Number 1. Super Mario Odyssey. No Nintendo home console is complete without a full-scaled Mario platformer, and the Switch will be no different in the best way possible. Odyssey will return to the open-world sandbox template that the series hasn't seen since Super Mario Sunshine 15 years ago. Many of Mario's classic moves will return, alongside a new ability to swing and throw his cap to get past obstacles. The worlds shown in the Switch presentation trailer display a richness of fun and diversity packed into its level themes, with locations that are completely new to a sandbox Mario platformer, exploring the grandness of an industrial city and a luscious rainforest, something that won't look out of place in a Sonic game. In addition to the colourful and varied worlds, Odyssey continues the vibrant tone after Super Mario 3D World, rejuvenating the Mario universe into the liveliest it's ever been, from Mario looking his jazziest to Bowser being very classy. I could go on, but oh my god, it's the most I've been excited about a Mario game since his adventures in space, and has all the pieces to be Mario's most ambitious outing yet.
As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Let us know what Switch games you're looking forward to this year.
And if you want to check out some more videos, I also did a video about the 3D platformers of 2017 because, well, you might notice that Yooka-Laylee and Super Mario Odyssey were our two favourite games for the Switch, so yeah, both me and Alex like 3D platformers a lot, so check out that video to see more 3D platformers.
It's proof that 2017 is going to be one of the best years for gaming, with no shadow of a doubt. Will 2018 have a chance?
There's going to be a new Metroid game. Anyway, until then, we'll see you all next time.
Yep, bye-bye.